Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasade Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So we continue reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 10. We are hearing how Narad Muni is considering how to benefit these two sons of Kuvera, Manigriva and Nalakuver, who have been so intoxicated, not only by the Varuni, but also by the opulences. So, Yad imau loka palasya
Yat imo lokapalasya
putro bhutva tamah pluto
putro bhutva tama pluto
na vivasasam atmanam
na vivasasam atmanam
vijanitah sudurmado.
vijanit nita sudurmatav
Ato rahata stha avaratam
ato arhatasta varatam
syatam naivam yatha punaha
syatam nevam yata punaha
smriti syanmat prasadena
smriti syansmat prasadena
tatrapi mad anugrahat
tatrapi mad anugrahat
vasudevasya nithyam
वासुदेवस्य सान्निध्यं
labdva divya sharachate.
लब्ध्वा दिव्यशरच्छते
Vritesvar lokatam bhuyo
वृते स्वर्लोकता भूयो
labda bhakti bhavishyatah.
लब्ध भक्ति भविष्यतः.
These two young men, Nala Kovara and Manigriva, are by fortune the sons of the great demigod Kovera. But because of false prestige and madness after drinking liquor, they are so fallen that they are naked but cannot understand what they are. They cannot understand that they are. Therefore, because they are living like trees, for trees are naked but are not conscious, these two young men should receive the bodies of trees. This will be proper punishment. Nonetheless, after they become trees and until they are released, by my mercy they will have remembrance of their past sinful activities. Moreover, moreover, by my special favor, after the expiry of 100 years by the measurement of the demigods, they will be able to see the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vasudev face to face and thus revive their real position as devotees. A tree has no consciousness. When cut, it feels no pain. But Narad Muni wanted the consciousness of Nalakovara and Manigriva to continue, so that even after being released from the life of trees, they would not forget the circumstances under which they had been punished. So tree, it of course it has life. It has life, but the consciousness is very low. It has consciousness, but it's so less. That's how we can even we cut trees but they don't protest, right? Because the consciousness is very low and trees always naked. So that's why it's said that people who like to be naked roaming around, in the next life mother nature puts them as trees. So here Narad Muni is saying that here these boys are so drunk that they don't even realize they are drunk. They are not even realizing that they are naked. So their consciousness is like trees. So let them become trees. But we can see his merciful nature, that they are going to continue to remember. Only otherwise there will not be any, what do you say? Like, otherwise they won't regret, no? So they are going to remember. Therefore, to bestow upon them special favor, Narad Muni arranged things in such a way that after being released, they would be able to see Krishna and Vrindavan and thus revive their dormant bhakti. So not only will they remember their sinful activities, and that's how now they have become trees because of that, but the main bonus is they're going to see Krishna in Vrindavan. They're going to become devotees. So Vaishnava's curse is not really a curse, it's the greatest benefit. Because otherwise, how they would have been able to see Krishna? Here in 100 years of demigods, they're going to be able to see Krishna face to face. Each day of the demigods in the upper planetary system equals 6 months of our measurement. Although the demigods in the upper planetary system are attached to material enjoyment, they are all devotees, and therefore they are called demigods. So they are the Sakam devotees, right? They are very powerful personalities. They are devotees of the Lord. They are put into management of the administration of this universe. So they are called demigods because they are devotees. There are two kinds of persons, namely the Devas and the Asuras. Asuras forget their relationship with Krishna, Asuram Bhavam Ashrita, whereas the Devas do not forget.
Hare
So,
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Just wondering, them is, are they trying to say that even when they, now that they've got the form, the body of the trees, so they remember the sinful acts they have done in the when they are they become trees,
Yeah, they
or is
will
it after
remember.
they are released, or after they are released, then they will remember
No, they will remember even while they are the trees.
while they are
Yeah,
trees, right?
yeah. They will remember. Oh, you mean here after they become trees and until they are released by my mercy, they will have remembrance. So when they are trees, they are going to remember, oh, what their activities they have done. That they are
Mm.
actually Nalakovara, but because they have done these sinful activities, so now they have been punished and become trees now. Hmm. So Padma Puran here, Prabhupada is quoting Padma Puran, Dvau bhutas sargau lokesmin deva asura eva cha Vishnu bhakta smrito deva asuras tat viparyayaha. The distinction between a pure devotee and a karma mishra devotee is this. A pure devotee does not desire anything for material enjoyment, whereas a mixed devotee becomes a devotee to become a first class enjoyer of this material world. So two types devotee. One is the Nishkam devotee. The pure devotee has no material desire. His desire is only to please Krishna. And then there is another type of devotee, Karma Mishra devotee, means desiring material enjoyment. A devotee of Krishna, but he wants to also enjoy the material world. So one who is in direct touch with the Supreme Personality of Godhead in devotional service remains pure, uncontaminated by material desires. Anya Vilashita Shunyam, Jnana Karmadhyanavritam. By Karma Mishra Bhakti, one is elevated to the celestial kingdom. By Jnana Mishra Bhakti, one is able to merge in the Brahman effulgence. And by Yoga Mishra Bhakti, one is able to realize the omnipotency of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, you know, what is the desire? One may be engaged in bhakti, but one has the desire to enjoy the material world. Then one will go to the heavenly planets. And over there, there is greater facility for enjoyment. Or one, you know, by the knowledge, one is engaged in bhakti, but one desires liberation. So then, Gyan Mishra Bhakti. And in this way, one can go to the Brahman. And then one who's engaged in meditation and comes to bhakti, And then he will understand the Paramatma. And Paramatma is in the heart of everyone. Paramatma is everywhere. Also in the heart of the yogi, the Paramatma is there. So three types. But now, pure devotee does not depend on karma, jnana, or yoga, for it simply consists of loving affairs. So pure devotee, you know how Krishna speaks of the yoga ladder, right? To karmakan, then get elevated to jnana, then elevated to dhyan. So like this. So if any of them get connected to bhakti, then that's how they can get actually the result of going to the Brahman or going to the heavenly planets or going or understanding the Paramatma. But a pure devotee does not have to do all this. He just simply takes up hearing and chanting. Devotee, bhakti needs no this prerequisite that one must have to do certain types of um, gyan, karma, or dhyan. The liberation of the bhakta, therefore, which is called not just mukti but vimukti, surpasses the five other kinds of liberation. So, what are the five liberation?
Sayujya, Sarupya, Salokya, Sarshti, and
Samipya.
Samipya.
Yeah, these are the five types of liberation. But a devotee, he has vimukti, that is, he has personal association of Krishna. We had heard vimukti a few days ago, right?
Yeah.
That he is engaged in Krishna's service. A pure devotee always engages in pure service. Anukulyena Krishna Anushilanam Bhaktirottama. Taking birth in the upper planetary system as a demigod is a chance to become a further purified devotee and go back home, back to Godhead. Narad Muni indirectly gave Manigriva and Nalakovera the greatest opportunity by his so-called curse. So, of course, as we had read earlier, that the demigods who are devotees, Krishna tells Lord Brahma that tell them, take birth now, I'm coming. I'm going to do my Braja pastimes. So tell them to come and associate with me in my Leelas. So many of these demigods who had become purified enough to take part in Krishna Leela, they take they appeared that time, 5,000 years ago. So that's how Prabhupada is saying that, when one is a devotee and he's supposed to reach the upper planets, then can continue with devotional service and then eventually go back home, back to Godhead. So Narad Muni is telling them, okay, in 100 years of the demigods, soon you will see Lord Krishna. So that's his mercy. Otherwise, it would have taken them maybe much longer. Is it okay?
Yes. Yes.
Shishuku Vacha.
Shri Shuka Uvacha.
Evam Uktva Sa Devarashir.
Evam Utva Sadeva Rishi.
Gato Narayanashramam.
Gato Narayana
Nalakuvara Manigriva.
Nala
Asatur Yamala-arjuna.
Asatur Yamala-arjuna.
Sukadev Goswami continued. Having thus spoken, the great saint Devarshi Narad returned to his ashram, known as Narayan Ashram, and Nalakuvara and Manigriv became twin Arjuna trees. Arjuna trees are still found in many forests, and their skin is used by cardiologists to prepare medicine for heart trouble. This means that even though they are trees, they are disturbed when skinned for medical science. So Arjuna trees seems is still there. these kind of trees, and the bark is probably used for medicine. So Prabhupada is using skinned, taking out the bark of the tree. So like suppose somebody takes off our skin, it'll be terribly painful for us. But of course, trees do not protest. You know, they're living entities, but they don't protest because the consciousness is much lower. So that's why we should not unnecessarily trouble the trees also, because after all, they are living entities too. Take what is needed. That's why Ishopanishad is saying, you should just take what is needed, not overdo anything. Like now we are cutting down forests and forests unnecessarily, and that's becoming too much. ऋषेर्भागवतं मुख्यस्य
ऋषेर्भागवतमुख्यस्य
सत्यं कर्तुं वचो हरिः
सत्यं कर्तुं वचो हरिः
जगामा शनकैस्तत्र
जगाम शनकैस्तत्र
यत्राष्टां यमल-अर्जुन
यत्रास्तां बलार्जुनो
Yamala-arjuna.
the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, to fulfill the truthfulness of the words of the greatest devotee Narad, slowly went to that spot where the twin Arjuna trees were standing. So now Krishna said, well, my devotee Narad Muni have told them that they're going to see me, they're going to be released. Of course, as trees that they have been seeing Krishna, all his pastimes they have been seeing. But now Narad Muni told them they'll be released from their curse when Krishna comes to them. So we see that Krishna is keeping the promise of his devotees. Devarshir me priyatamo
देवशीर्मे प्रियतमो
yad imau danat atmaja
Yat imau atma the atmanajo
आत्मजो
tat tatha sadhayishyami
तत्तथा साधयिष्यामि
yad gitam tan mahatmana.
यद्गीतं तन्महात्मना
Although these two young men are the sons of the very rich Kuvera and have nothing to do with them, Devarshi Narad is my very dear and affectionate devotee, and therefore because he wanted me to come face to face with them, I must do so for their deliverance. Nalakuvara and Manigriva actually had nothing to do with devotional service or seeing the Supreme Personality of Godhead face to face, for this is not an ordinary opportunity. It is not that because one is very rich or learned or was born in an aristocratic family, one will be able to see the Supreme Personality of Godhead face to face. This is impossible. So Krishna is saying, I have nothing to do with Nalakovir Manigriva. Krishna personally doesn't go and meet all the demigods. He doesn't. So now he's saying, but in this case, because Narad Muni desired that Nalakovir and Manigriva see Vasudev face to face, the Supreme Personality of Godhead wanted to fulfill the words of his very dear devotee Narad Muni. So now we can see how to see Krishna. If one seeks the favor of a devotee, instead of directly asking favors from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one is very easily successful. So going through the devotee, otherwise his Nalagover Manigriva would never have been able to see Krishna, or at least for a very long, 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 long time. But because of Narad Muni's mercy, they are able to see Krishna. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has therefore recommended Vaishnav Thakura Tomar Kukura Bhulya Ja Naha More Krishna Se Tomar Krishna Dite Par. One should desire to become like a dog in strictly following a devotee. Krishna is in the hand of a devotee. Krishna is in the hand of a devotee. Here, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying, become like a dog in following a devotee. Means become a faithful servant of a devotee. Yeah? Accept the devotee as your master. Follow his instructions. Dog listens to the instructions of the master, right? So accepting the instructions of a devotee, because the devotee is very, very dear to Krishna. The devotee is always with Krishna, and so he can show us Krishna. Adurlam
Mm.
Atma. Huh?
Oh, yeah. So it's like how being a servant of a servant of a servant, right?
That's right.
Right.
Yes.
Mm.
Because directly,
Mm.
no
It's hard,
connection,
no
but
connection.
through the
Mm.
devotee, Krishna becomes pleased to appear. Adurlabham Atma Bhakta. Thus, without the favor of a devotee, one cannot directly approach Krishna. What to speak of engaging in his service? So, even to engage in Krishna's service, bhakta is needed, right? That is the only prerequisite. How can we get bhakti? By coming in touch with a bhakta, a devotee. A devotee can give us bhakti. Narottam Das Thakur therefore sings, Chariya Vaishnav Seva Nistar Paye Chekeba. Unless one becomes a servant of a pure devotee, one cannot be delivered from the material condition of life. In our Gaudiya Vaishnav society, following in the footsteps of Rupa Goswami, our first business is to seek shelter of a bona fide spiritual master, Adav Guru Ashrayaha. So we are followers of Srila Rupa Goswami, his followers. He has given us the teachings in Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, which Srila Prabhupada has translated as Nectar of Devotion. And in that, Srila Rupa Goswami is saying that seek shelter of a bona fide spiritual master. And then the bona fide spiritual master, he engages us in devotional service, hearing and chanting. So we can see here how by mercy of Narad Muni, the two boys, Nala Kuvera Manigriva. Now Krishna is saying, oh, because Narad Muni has told them, I have to go see them. Otherwise I wouldn't have bothered, I have nothing to do with them. So apparently people may think, oh, how come Narad Muni, such a great devotee, is cursing? But it is actually their greatest fortune. Is that okay?
Hare
Yes.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Uh, Nal Kubera was not the devotees, right? They were only son of Kubera.
That's right.
Nal Kubera and Manigriva both are not the devotees.
That's right.
Yeah, so why then Narad Muni cursed them to see Krishna? Like, why they make favor so that they can see Krishna indirectly? Like,
That is the devotee. His
but
causeless mercy. There's no cause for his mercy.
so even you are not a devotee, but sometimes it happen like maybe somebody will give you causeless mercy, right?
Yes, that's why devotee's mercy is causeless. Krishna's mercy is causeless. For example, why on the street the devotees are chanting Hare Krishna, giving anybody books, prasad, giving them holy name? It's causeless mercy, right?
Mm.
Not choosing, just giving it freely. Then somehow somebody hears the holy name, they can begin the devotional service. Somebody is taking a book, doing some service, getting some prasad.
Mm.
Yeah, because the Vaishnava, he is paradukha dukhi. He wants everyone to be reconnected with Krishna. Originally, all of us are devotees. We have just forgotten. And because of this forgetfulness, we are doing different activities, getting ourselves entangled in different ways, taking different bodies. But actually, each and every living entity is a devotee.
So they curse to become a tree, right?
That's right.
And in Damodar Ashtakam, we were already read it, like when the Krishna tied with that machine, and he just pulled the rope and broke these two trees.
Yes, that's right.
Okay. So it happened like in this world also, like if some devotee have some like, I cannot say soft corner, like if they want, they can give you blessings or curse.
Well, devotees' apparent curse is also a blessing. This is the
Blessings,
point
yeah.
we have to understand. A
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
devotee never actually curses.
Yeah, the curse also become a
A
blessings.
devotee is not envious. Here, Narad Muni is not envious of Nala Kuber and Manigreva. Narad Muni is not saying, hey, why I'm such a great saint, why they are not covering themselves before me. He's not saying that. He's just feeling sorry for these two boys that they have become so drunk. They become so drunk that they don't know what they are doing. So he's feeling sorry for them. And so he wants them to become devotees. So he's saying, all right, right now their consciousness has become very low. So let them have a body of trees so they don't do any more mischief also, you know, so they don't engage more in sinful activities and they can see Krishna's pastimes, gradually get purified, and then they will be able to see Krishna face to face. Yeah.
Yeah, because I was just wondering, like, not all demigods can see Krishna. Even like seldom also. Like frequently is a long thing, but seldom also they don't see Krishna every day. They
That's
can,
right.
but
Yeah.
yeah. So it is a good, not good. Like it was blessings by Narad Muni to both of them to see Krishna in the
Yeah. That's
Gokul.
right. So this is what the importance of associating with a devotee. Sadhu sanga sarva shastra kahe, lava matru sadhu sanga sarva siddhi hai. Because of Narad Muni's association.
But there was no association. Just Narad Muni was passing from that side.
But that's what was Narad Muni was doing. He was just passing by and he saw them.
Yeah, he saw them and he uh, like he was wondering what they are doing and he just want to make them devotee, right?
Yeah,
That's why he cursed.
that's right.
Okay. Yeah. So if you can see or you can have a not direct but even indirect connection with devotee, it can be possible.
Yeah, of course.
Mm.
We can see how Srila Prabhupada, he was in Vrindavan. He was happy. But
Mm.
he had the mission to give Krishna consciousness to everyone,
Mm.
to spread in the Western countries, right? So he
Yes.
went and he gave. And
Yes.
he was just openly giving mercy.
Mm.
Until today, we can see by reading Srila Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita as it is, so many people are becoming devotees,
Mm.
right? So
Yes.
this is
Yes.
causeless mercy of the devotee.
Yes. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. And this is said by Krishna. So this is just like Krishna. This is Krishna itself in the book.
That's right.
Hmm.
Yeah. So openly, Srila Prabhupada is giving us Krishna. He's given us Krishna book, Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita,
Hmm.
holy name.
Yeah.
We simply have to,
Yeah, you are right. Like this is blessings for us.
yes,
Even we haven't met Srila Prabhupada or the other devotees, but
yeah,
indirectly this is blessings.
that's right.
We are following or we are doing chanting or taking Harinam.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's why Modi ji given Bhagavad Gita translated version in Russian language to Putin.
yeah, that's right.
It's reached there also. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm. Okay, thank you. Got it.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Hari